Top of the morning to you. It's Saturday the 10th of August. It's 10:15. That's 10th of August 2024. Temperature is probably about 21, 22. I'm looking across at one of the famous Belfast entries. This is Pottinger's entry. And these entries, there's about 5 or 6 of them. These entries formed the nucleus of early Belfast, and just behind me here is Sugahouse Entry. Now, Sugarhouse Entry is the last entry to be opened up. It has been closed for the last 50 years because the army closed it because they felt that it was a conduit for bad guys, IRA or UVF or anything, you know, trying to make a quick getaway. So it was closed up for 50 years. This entry joins entries like Wineceller, Pottinger's, Crown, Wilson's Court, Joy's, that, as I say, formed the nucleus of commerce and very much also intrigue that went on back in the day. These entries date from the mid-1600s, so they are historic. Now, there's very, very little historic on this entry that has been recently refurbished. During the Second World War with the Blitz, Adolf Hitler's Luftwaffe planes bombed this entry to virtual oblivion. The street was still here, but all these buildings left and right are not authentic. So what have we got? We've got a wee notice board. This is great. The entries are passageways for comings and goings of rich and poor, sugar and coal, horses, handcarts, porter and print, secrets and songs, openings and entries, entrances over the centuries, a labyrinth of muck-made Belfast brick at the mouth of the Farset. And there are details, the Belfast entries in white there. Sugar cane cut and boiled by many enslaved hands, some boycotted it, some refined it. The profit ratio expands. And that's why this is called Sugarhouse Entry, because there was a sugar refining production going on here. One of the oldest entries in Belfast, the sugar refining industry was first established here in 1666. By the late 18th century, William Tennant was a major shareholder of the new sugar house. He was also a leading member of the Society of United Irishmen. Society members met secretly in the Muddlers Club in Dr. Franklin's tavern close by. Landlady Peggy Barclay was a welcoming host, but the rebels were betrayed by her barmaid Belle Martin, and I have done a video on this some time ago whenever this was being refurbished. And Peggy Barclay's barmaid Belle Martin was a bit of a girlie. These back streets were known for prostitution, etc., etc. You didn't go down in these entries after dark, and you probably shouldn't go down these entries after dark even today. Some United Irishmen stood against slavery by boycotting sugar products, but Tennant saw no conflict between his political beliefs and his business interests. That was very interesting. There he is. A United Irishman who was into sugar refining and saw no conflict using slaves to line his pockets. After release, he recovered his wealth and status as an influential businessman and civic leader. Promissory note to be redeemed at the new sugar house. It stood in the corner of Waring Street. The other end of this street is Waring Street. Am I not a man and a brother? The iconic imagery of this anti-slavery Wedgwood cameo in 1787 was copied and reproduced by abolitionists across Ireland, Britain and America. The painting of Sugarhouse Entry looking towards High Street showing the Bandage Hotel, formerly Betty Bartley's Tavern. And that's the nearest that you'll get to authenticity here. So Sugarhouse Entry, just really newly refurbished, and I'm going to walk up it. New conduit opened in Belfast. Very windy, as you can tell. This is the back of Iceland. Well, already this entry is being used as a homeless shelter. We alcove in there, people sleeping in here. And this highlights one of Belfast's major problems. Look at that, just come across this guy. Unbelievable. In this day and age. Now, there are places for the homeless to go into, but you have to be alcohol sober and drug sober. And unfortunately, the guys and gals who sleep out don't want to do that. So I'm at the other end of the entry here. That's repeating what we've got. The city is in a sea of flames. Homes and streets and buildings gone. Sirens sound as fire rains down ash and dust and crumbled stone, and I presume that's detailing the blitz. It is. Commercial buildings was burnt out during the Belfast Blitz in 1941. The building that stood here was completely destroyed. Belfast Corporation gifted the site to build Memorial House in commemoration of Northern Ireland's role in World War II. It took over 10 years to collect enough money to realise ambitious plans for the building. The lavish interiors include a hall of friendship and a social amenities area for soldiers. The Northern Ireland War Memorial was opened in 1963. The institution moved to Talbot Street in 2008, where its collections are now on public display. And that's what the original building looked like. Commercial buildings constructed in 1819 included a hotel, spacious newsroom, meeting rooms and piazza, all for the benefit of Belfast merchant class. The Northern Ireland War Memorial Building Fund collected public subscriptions in a makeshift building made of old tram cars on the Blitz Square between High Street and Bridge Street. Belfast Telegraph published a series of shocking photographs documenting the devastation caused by the German air raids on the city centre in the night of 4th of May 1941. And if you're looking for authenticity, this stone sitting right at the far end of Sugarhouse Entry is probably the only authentic thing left in this whole entry, because this is what a horseman, after a few jars, would get up on top to get onto his horse. So Sugarhouse Entry, the last of the entries opened up in Belfast. Not my favourite It's not authentic, and it's a bit of a roughish entry, to be quite honest. It's not a place I would go to after dark, to be quite honest. So I'm coming out onto Waring Street, and the old bike's sitting waiting for me. Okay.